What's up, you guys, YouTube subscribers, future watchers? This is officially Tough Talk with Beau and Jamone, episode 1. Um, Thought I'd use my voice a little bit more. You know, this guy was saying I didn't talk enough, so
It is true.
we are back once again. So if you guys would like to subscribe at any point, give us a thumbs down or thumbs up, whatever. But this channel is mostly predicated on sports. Any talk encompassing the sports world, having to do with it, mostly in the California region, but we'll take it outside of that. But, we'll talk about Warriors, Kings,
Giants, Raiders. We'll touch on 49ers when there's relevant news.
Lakers, Clippers, whatever. But really focus on that NorCal stuff.
Second.
Yeah, Warriors colors. So it is what it is. This week we're going to be focused on not specifically Raiders and a preview of the game with the Colts. We will talk about that.
Yeah, we will a little bit.
But we're going to change it up a little bit and talk about kind of the future, what's to come, what to think about, and really just our thoughts on John Gruden and Derek Carr.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
That's mainly.
I mean, there's been a lot going on this week. A lot of people, almost everyone actually. I listen to a lot of Raiders fans and their YouTube channels as well. And
why don't you tell them some of the news?
So I always just want to break down any news that's relevant to this week, especially the game if we're in Raiders season, so that you guys all know what's going on and are ready for game day. Game day is tomorrow, so this is the most up-to-date news. So first thing, Ryan Grant released. That was earlier on in the week.
How did you feel about that?
Mind-boggling to me. I think that is the craziest move to bring in a linebacker off of someone else's practice squad. I don't understand it. Would you? I mean, I'm Ryan Grant. Mediocre, but oh my goodness.
I mean, considering the injuries and how sketchy it was looking, perfect and all that, I kind of needed to bring someone.
Don't cut off the wide receiver squad.
He had a bad couple games, dude.
He
after game 1, game 2, and game 3 were kind of abysmal.
He did, but we don't have wide receivers. I mean, we'll get into that. But that's news point number 1 right there. That's glaring. Watch out for our wide receiver core because it's not looking great to me. I don't feel comfortable with that as a Raiders fan. Just going into the game.
That's fact. I mean,
saying the names of them.
That's fact.
Please, Waller is a tight end, not a receiver. He's a great receiver, but I'm talking about my wide receivers. Anyways, I digress. Next, we got some injuries. The only one that are ruled out so far is Gabe Jackson. He's been out the entire season with that knee, and he's making progress. So he should be good to go. Was it knee or ankle? But he'll be good to go soon. Hopefully, I look at the schedule and think that he'll be back after the bye. That's just my opinion. And then we've got Harris out, our special teams wide receiver. But I think he might be back after our bye too. We'll have to see how it's going. I mean, it's better. We're banged up, but only 2 are officially ruled out, and no one's doubtful. So it looks like we're going to have most of the squad. All those linebackers we thought might miss are going to play. And then
we'll be banged up. So.
They'll be hurting.
Still sketchy.
Jalen Ramsey news. You hear anything about that? Nothing.
I know that he's found a way to not be with his team. I mean,
he's great at not being with his team. He's sick. Then he had a back injury. Now he's having a kid.
There's only 2 ways to go with him. You either pay him a lot of money or you find a way to resolve that situation, and it's probably going to be about trading him.
Well, his statement is, he still stands on his trade request. So, in my point of view, I really believe that he will be traded. It's just they're kind of waiting for it. So,
well, that's the thing too. I don't know why Jacksonville would want to wait and draw that out. I mean, how does it get better unless you run up to them with a bag of money?
Yeah, I mean, it's just not going to get better, and he doesn't even want their money. I mean, he came out this week and said it's not all about money; it's about happiness. And
I know.
And respect. So I think he's gone, but no news that that has anything to do with us sad Raiders fans. I really don't think we'll end up getting Jalen, but I think Jalen will be somewhere soon, other than Jacksonville. I always tell Jamone, I'm not using the words that have the first two letters in the alphabet.
The first two.
It's the first two. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to mention it, but this is our news section, and there is some news that's related to the Raiders and that dude. He filed a grievance against the Raiders.
AV, by the way, if you didn't know. Antonio Brown.
Correlated to his pay. Now, if you guys remember, I don't know how many, did he have 60 grievances about his damn helmet? I'm sorry. And did he lose? Wait, he lost both of them. So I don't know what it is about the dude and those letters and his grievances, but he's filing it just to file it because it's kind of like, maybe, probably not, maybe, probably not.
So,
you have anything else to say about that?
I honestly don't. Man, you gotta turn that on vibrate.
Oh, my bad, guys. My bad. Too popular.
Popping up over there. But nah, man. AB, he's just reaching for something. And I guess the only thing that I will say that expect to keep hearing his name, to keep hearing this saga, it will spiral out of control. It'll keep going. And
just to let you guys know, I won't mention him unless it is related to anything with the Raiders. So hopefully that's the last time that we ever have to mention that name. Next up, though, I just wanted to give you guys just a little clarification, circling back to that Ryan Grant release. It is related to it. Our wide receivers going into this game are Tyrell Williams, J.J. Nelson, our boy, Keelan Doss, and Hunter Renfrow.
That's all. That's it.
And the specialist returner, Davis, that we got. But I don't think we're going to use him out there actually like playing. That would be wild to me. So J.J. Nelson's not a number two receiver, not any more of a number two receiver as he is, as Grant was.
He's fast, though.
He's fast, but Grant's actually, you are right. J.J. Nelson has burners and Grant doesn't. But the size, man, I mean, he's got speed. So let's pray that he's healthy and he's going to play a lot. In my mind.
He is.
Because for some reason, Gruden just does not like Doss anymore. How many times did he say Doss in Hard Knocks? I feel like Gruden was like, Doss.
Well, what did he pay him extra to bring him back from that practice?
For nothing.
I mean,
he's got to play this week. Doss has to play this week, right?
He's got to see more attempts. He's got to see more looks. Definitely.
Look, and I love Hunter Renfrow, but, we basically have two slot receivers and Doss, who for some reason Gruden all of a sudden does not like.
He's saying, basically from what I've read, that he needs work.
He needs work. I mean, he knows the offense. There's no more work, in my opinion. But that's just what I got to say about it. And I'm scared about this wide receiver core. It's looking really similar to last year. Really similar. And we'll get to it later. I don't want to hear any excuse. I don't want to hear no excuses further for Derek Carr. I don't care if he ain't got one receiver on the depth chart. If I'm out there playing with them, I don't even care. I'll be a sorry-ass receiver. Sorry like Crabtree. Jeez.
Crabtree still got them hands.
No, yeah, I know. But Richard Sherman, sorry-ass receiver like Crabtree. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. Come on, man. Like, that's what Randy Moss would be saying right now. I can't, but I digress. That's enough for the news, and I'm going to ask my co-host and my friend over here a really tough question, and I hope he can give you some sort of idea and an opinion, because this is really what Turf Talk is going to always be about. We're going to try to bring you an educated opinion. an educated opinion on what we think of whatever topic we're talking about. So the question is, and I know this is early, but who's to blame for this sorry team that has turned out 2 performances that look awful? Is it Gruden? Is it Carr? Is it defense? Is it Mark Davis? What's going on?
I'm going to go. It's interesting that you say Mark Davis because ultimately he might be to blame for this, but I'm going to go with John Gruden.
Okay.
The guy that Mark Davis brought in. And I'm saying John Gruden because if you really take a step back and analyze the situation from top to bottom, he has orchestrated and deconstructed and tried to piece this team together in what would be his image. And the real point of it, because people could still disagree with what I said, but
yeah,
people have said that he is a QB guru, a QB mastermind, an offensive-minded guy. And he came out of his retirement off of his comfy broadcasting job to...
Can I pitch in and stop you there for a second? Has he developed a QB himself from rookie all the way to all-pro significant QB in his career as a coach?
Not that I can remember, no.
Do you know continue.
No? Okay, all right. Yeah, so got off the broadcasting seat and...
Comfy seat.
That
was warm.
Yeah, right. And I don't know if there are any actual quotes, but he came out of retirement to fix Derek Carr. That's what he believes that he could do. So I'm going with John Gruden to blame because I want to see the development of Derek Carr, and I don't feel like I'm seeing that.
Do you think he's gotten worse?
I would say there's been a regression to the worst version of Derek Carr that we have seen in our Raiders' lives. Like, so
post 2016.
Right. So yeah, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I'm not liking what I'm seeing from the offense and from a guy that's hailed as a mastermind with the plays and whatnot. So
with Gruden, then, I mean, if you think this is Gruden's issue, is it the play calling that you're blaming? Is it the way he's using Carr? Is it what are we blaming besides him just losing? Of course, and you can always just put the loss on the coach.
Look, man, there is definite layers to it. It's not just one thing, and that's what's so alarming about it. It's that you have some of it is play calling, some of it is personnel. Yeah, and we'll touch on that later, but I'll tell you, like, why is Jacobs not in more? And then some of it is like what we're seeing from Carr. You touched on it maybe off camera, but you told me the way that Carr throws the deep ball, he's not throwing it with much emphasis. It's more of a lob, and it's like, well, you're a QB guru, like, fix Carr, like, get him throwing the ball right. I mean,
yeah, I agree with it. Some things that I would bring up with Gruden, I'm not happy with either, first off. So, my take with Gruden right now is I can't stand quotes like, I need to get Josh Jacobs more involved in the pass game, period. I hate quotes like that. Do you know why I don't like? Okay, here's the thing. I would rather that quote be, I wasn't able to adjust in game and I should have targeted Josh Jacobs more than his 2 incomplete targets. That's what I would like to hear.
That's a key point because he's not taking he's not even taking responsibility for anything.
When you say, I want to get Josh Jacobs more involved in the pass game, what's stopping you? You're running the entire organization. What do you mean you want to target Josh? If you want to call me, you can just call my ass out. It don't matter. Are you sitting on the sideline saying, I want to tell Carr to target Josh Jacobs more, but I just can't? Because I got 10, 1 million, 100 million. What are you Are you kidding me? So I can't stand a quote like that. So I get you on using the correct personnel and using them wisely. Okay, I just cannot stand that. That's awful. Another thing that you're trying to kind of be like, you're blaming Gruden for this, right? Well, he says it's not all on Carr. Gruden said that. Gruden said, I'm not going to put it all on Carr. He said, we need to coach better. Okay, but again, I hate hearing that kind of quote.
We need to coach better.
We need to coach better. Who's we? Yeah, bro, your offensive coordinator, Olsen, he's not doing it. He's an offensive coordinator that's not calling plays. By the way, that's an awesome job. Hopefully, it's calming. But
your job is during the week is just to make sure your office. So maybe that's what he's saying.
We?
But what? I mean, I don't know.
Okay. And it's cool not putting it all on Carr. Okay, if you're the coach, that's cool. You're not on your. If you threw it all, if he did throw it on you there, that'd be thrown under the bus, and the relationship would be over. So I see it is a political view. I'm thinking way up here, like I'm the owner. I'm not thinking down here like week to week basis. I listen to a lot of people's videos and a lot of people's stuff. I think a lot of all the stuff saying is like, no, look at it from a higher perspective. What? That's a terrible thing to say. Just say, hey, I messed up. I should have targeted more. I should have adjusted more in game, but I didn't. I mean, and then tell me about this. Losing AB affected our offense.
Oh, I actually almost forgot about that. That's all right. So how deep are we going to delve in this? Because we can talk about this for hours. Look,
when I said his name,
he said
this is my not happy face right now.
John said that he was not going to address AB anymore. He wasn't going to talk about it. And then he goes on to tell reporters that AB's absence and the loss of AB has really affected the Raiders' offense. I think that anyone with a set of eyes and that has been watching the last 3 games can see that, knows how good AB is. We don't need you to tell us that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. I'm just waiting for you to tell me what you think about that. I mean, I see what you're saying, but
I think that's a poor thing to say. That's the nicest thing that I can say about it on camera. Like, you gotta have accountability. Like, that's the one thing that, and we're having this deep discussion about the Raiders' future. It's like the tone and culture of the Raiders is something that I don't really like right now. And these are examples why.
I agree.
One, I mean, you could throw the signing of AB in there. I mean, we're not going to get all in, but there are clear descriptions of
a poor ran business. Because it's a business, right? That's basically, it's poor ran business.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you could throw anyone in there and maybe run this thing better, essentially. In terms of a business perspective. I'm not talking about week to week, but I mean,
okay. Anybody watching, any subscribers, let us know what you think about
please
the last, it's only been 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Of John Gruden's tenure. Please, I would like to know what anybody thinks. Is he doing a good job, great job, bad job?
To summarize,
does
it feel like the organization is building towards a sustainable future, like a business would? If you opened up this business 2 years ago when John Gruden came, like that's your GM, that's your person that's running your organization, right? If you were sitting down having a meeting right now about the growth of the organization, have we gone anywhere? I would love to hear some input in that. Because if that's my business, we're not looking good.
At all.
We're not looking good. But those are some things. That's the Gruden side. Again, also,
I think that's a lot to consider, especially for Raiders fans. Now, I think something that might be easier to wrap their heads around is Carr our future?
Yeah. Well, I have a hot take on that, to be honest with you, and I'll try not to get too animated with it. But he's 19th ranked QB in the league right now. Okay, and I throw in stats sometimes just to give us a sense of direction. Okay, he's 46.8 QBR, 50 is average in the league. Okay, Mahomes right now is up towards 90. That's God level, right? I'm not expecting that from any QB that I get. Okay, but Derek Carr is the 19th ranked. Okay, I'm not a math major. I'm a social major, but I can tell you 19th is the bottom 50 percentile. Am I right? It's in the bottom grouping. It's not the furthest bottom, but it's not great. It's not where you want to be. Okay. And for all the people that watch this, that are watching this right now, and just to let you know, I have supported Derek Carr for a very long time. Unfortunately, you may be watching me and listening to me for the first time, and it's like, man, this guy's a Derek Carr hater. That is not how it's been. I wanted to draft this dude from Fresno State. I did. We watch every draft on the phone together. I was like, man, we got him in the second round. That's a steal. And it was at that time. It was. And for you guys, I'll give all his props. In 2018, his brother just posted that this week for some Derek Carr haters for the accurate deep ball placement. Last year, Derek Carr was 52.3%. He ranked number 1 in the NFL, above Pat Mahomes. Okay, props. Good deep ball placement. How many times are you throwing the deep ball, Carr?
That's right.
And that's not all Carr. That's partially Gruden as well. Correct? But I'm sorry to get off on the tangent, but get back to, is Carr our future? Is Carr our future, guys? Put something down. Like, what do you guys think about Carr being our future? And before you answer that question, please think a little bit bigger than game by game. Yeah, Carr's going to have a good game this week against the Colts. No, I don't really care. Oh, Carr's going to beat Khalil Mack in London. No, I don't really care about that either. I'm talking about, can Carr take us to where a business needs to go in the NFL? Where does a business need to go in the NFL?
Because that's what it's ultimately about. And it's about winning championships. It's about being consistently on the precipice of being the best team. Like, being like the Patriots. I mean,
well, yeah, let's use them as an example because they're always a great example of a well-run business, correct? If Tom Brady was playing to Derek Carr standards, would Brady be in this business any longer as a Patriot?
Not as a Patriot.
No, I'm saying if this was the Patriots and this is how Tom Brady was, he probably wouldn't be there. Maybe the Patriots organization wouldn't be there either. We don't know. It might go hand in hand. But what I'm saying, though, is if you're a business and you're looking at it, what's the point of being in the NFL? My point about being in the NFL is winning a championship. But first, what do you got to do? Playoffs. Are we talking about playoffs? Playoffs. We have to get in the playoffs. And we did once, right? When Carr snapped that leg against the Colts. That's kind of eerie. Anyways. Well, what's going on with Carr? So I'd love to hear some things about Carr. But my personal opinion about the future is there is no way I will put all the money I have in the bank right now. Carr will never, ever take up, ever take us to a Super Bowl. I would put it on 2, not even winning. And the point is winning. You know why? Do you know what that is? That he could never, ever take us? Because guess what? Soon it's not going to be Brady-gate. And let me know, he ain't ever going to beat Brady one-on-one in the AFC Championship matchup. But guess what gate it's going to be soon? Patrick Mahomes. He ain't going nowhere. Could any of you imagine Derek Carr versus Patrick Mahomes in an AFC Championship game?
All right. Good luck. He's all worked up now. So if you think that Derek Carr is not the future, then what are the Raiders' options? Because
Well, do you agree with me there or what? Do you think that he could even get us to where we need to go? Because you're wasting time and money.
Look, I don't think that this situation is really even predicated on time. John Gruden has 10 years.
I'm saying time for us. And as the organization become a better organization.
This is Gruden's clock. That's what you have to remember.
Correct.
So like things are not working on the same clock.
So you're gonna lose for 10 years straight?
We could be losing for like he's got rope that most coaches aren't normally afforded.
I agree.
And so I know that you want Derek Carr out before the season is over. I'm saying we could be seeing Derek Carr next season.
I'm okay starting Derek Carr as long as we have him on our roster. Because you made a great point the other day that we don't have anyone we could put out there. You don't want to see Glennon or Deshaun Kaiser out there. That'd be awful. Yeah. I agree with everyone that would agree with that statement too. But are there options? What are our options for Carr? But I mean, those are the other options for me, right? I don't know what it is for y'all, but like, you know, there's only what? There's only three options. Let's break the options down so we can be very clear to everyone. We keep Carr and we just go through whatever we're seeing now, and we just still.
What is it, a maturation process?
We still stand by his side that he is a franchise QB, which I've already discussed that he's not, and he never will bring us to the one thing we want. Okay. Option 2 would be to bench him, start someone else right now, and look to trade him. And option 3 is just to trade him right now. Can you get a first round pick for him?
That's a tough. I'm going second round pick for Derek.
Like, can we? Everyone, please. Can we get a first round pick for Carr? If someone called me up and said I got a first round pick, what about you?
Well, if they're offering me a first round pick, I'm trading him
right now.
I'm trading.
He calls you the night before the game. No matter what team it is, even if it's the Patriots and they're going to be probably 30 seconds, gone, right?
Well, I'll tell you, but this is from our perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trading him because I don't know what direction we're going in. And if they trade him, that would tell me, oh, they're building something new.
And you still haven't really answered, do you agree with me that Carr can never bring us to a championship? Just to be clear.
I actually do not agree with you.
So so you think that he could actually bring us to a...
I do not agree with you.
In what world?
Because this is based on my premise that John Gruden is who he says he is. If John Gruden is as great a QB coach, guru, mastermind, whatever you want to call him,
okay,
he should be able to coach Carr to greatness, to a championship. That's what he's here for. That's the only reason why he came here. Because we apparently had our QB of the future. So that's my take on it. I don't agree with you on that one. That's a tough one for me because I'm not feeling John Gruden right now.
Okay. Like I said, I agree with you in the sense that you're trying to believe in what Gruden was brought here to and what skills that he should have. And I'll be the first one to say that I was, just like probably a lot of us, just so giddy and full of excitement when Gruden got signed. I've been wanting to see Gruden coach again forever. Do you know why? Because when I was a little kid, I was watching the Raiders, and John Gruden was on the sidelines yelling and snarling. And we had was it Tuckgate or Tuck Rule? We had the Tuck Rule against Tom Brady, which started Tom Brady's fabulous journey through the NFL, but I was wrong.
Dude.
No, I was wrong. I'm still not convinced Gruden even knows what he's doing every weekly.
Well, just let me interject and kind of put this out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's been in question since he got here, but you knew what John Gruden was here for because he had a chance. I know John Derek Carr already was locked into a contract, but when he didn't pay Khalil Mack, like he was here for Derek Carr because we know who Khalil Mack is.
Yes, we do.
I think, and we were all naive for a minute. We let John Gruden pull the wool over our eyes, saying that our defense wasn't any better with Khalil Mack, but he's a Hall of Fame talent.
He is.
That's not gonna change.
Nope.
We don't know who Derek Carr is, so
I mean,
like John Gruden is trying to put his imprints on the team, and that is the way that he chose to do it was with Derek Carr.
Yes.
And
so, it could be wrong.
He could. People make mistakes all the time.
No, they do. No, people make mistakes. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I was wrong in that Gruden is this god of a coach. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that he's a top 10 coach.
What I'm trying to say is that I think that is evident. Like his mistake of not keeping Khalil Mack. Like I think.
And it's too. And again,
we even have to go and talk to the coaches, but
we can't even grade that trade for years because we have to wait for Abrams and Jacobs and all these and Farrell to develop. So we can't even grade it, but it hurts every game that we keep on playing so awfully. It hurts every time we see Derek Carr throw that pick in the middle of the field to only the defender.
I can grade it prematurely because it's like you traded a Hall of Famer before even the prime of his career.
Okay. You did? Well, we both agree on the overpayment of Carr. That was the first mistake. You paid him a year earlier than you needed to.
I mean, you basically, like, how transcendent was Lawrence Taylor, the defensive player? Like, LT, like, that'd be like getting rid of LT when he was the most popping.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's not a good.
That's crazy.
It's not a good look. It's not a good look. I mean,
that's crazy.
It is, and we're going to be talking about Gruden in a second, just Gruden, and I know that I'm just, to answer the question, is Carr future? Again, I'd love to hear a few comments about that because me and him have been going back and forth, and I just don't see it. And as a businessman or woman, you make the right decisions for your business. So we cannot give Carr excuses anymore. It's the second year in this offense, correct?
Yeah. But I think
he is a veteran.
I think because we have to move on. But I think what we can take away from that little portion is that a lot of people are accountable. And I think it's not just any one person. Like people don't have to start taking accountability. That's how worked up I am because it's not just any one person. But I think that what also needs to be talked about, because it's like I said, it's not any one thing.
Mm-hmm.
What about the play calling? What about what we're seeing transpire on the field play after play? I mean, because you see, we average 2.4 points on the first drive.
5th in the NFL.
Okay. But then on the flip side, what does that say?
It's what? One point. It's about 1.43 points for every other drive after that.
I can't even. That's 27 fewest.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that bad, but we've got things going that it's like a trend. It's like I can kind of see what he wants to do, but it's like, dude, you kind of just get there already. He's trying to set things up and play like a long game, but
yeah, well, it is a trend. You're right.
What else is going on?
It's a trend. And what's funny? It's funny that you use the word trend because, I would like to disagree with you, but I can't. I mean, disagreeing with this dude is just funny, but I can't because it is a trend. What are defenses preparing for? They just look at those two numbers and they're like, oh, okay, he might come out explosive, trick us once, but then guess what? He's going to do the same thing every drive for the rest of the game. Oh, man. It's like scripting out. You know, when you have a script, you feel more comfortable when you're on stage. Like you have a script. You're not just out here just saying random things, right? Well, you know, he scripts his first drive, and then guess what happens? It's just unscripted. John Gruden's not good on the fly. And adapt.
Because if things don't go according to plan, I mean, even to the naked eye, it seems like, well, where do we go from here? Like our plan isn't working. And like that's alarming to see, especially when you're down 21-0. Like,
can we? It's so obvious, and it's so crazy how it's just a trend going on, and people can just see it. He said, "I want to get Jacobs more involved." It doesn't take a week to do that. You can adjust in game. Derek Carr calls unnecessary timeouts all the time when he can't get the play off. Go over there. Hey, man, I need us to get this Josh Jacobs. I need to get him more involved. Let's pass him a screen. That's adjustment in game.
I mean, you passed the ball to Waller 13 times when you figured you couldn't get it to anybody else. So
adjust.
Yeah.
That's a trend. You see? He can't adjust.
I mean,
he is telling us right now, in his own words, in his quotes, that he can't adjust. It's just reading in between the lines, right? And you said trend. I wish we could be a reporter and ask Gruden these questions. I don't know how he would have responded to you. It seems like these play calls that you're doing, it's just a trend, and the defenses are picking up quickly. How are you going to respond in further games?
Wow. Well, obviously, you have to mix it up. I mean, this is like grade school stuff. And you said it when we were just having a phone call the other day. Like, there are numerous plays you can run out of certain formations to set up what you ultimately might want to do. And like, so many things can happen off of that one play. Like, but I'm not even seeing the ingenuity. Like, simply enough, the play calling has just been bland. Like,
oh my goodness. What do y'all think about play calling?
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, man. Let's get in and out of that, because that's simple enough. I mean, this is gonna be all you, because I know exactly what you want to do with this. I think that we should save that for last.
Okay. We can move on then. But y'all just comment on the play calling so that we can get a sense what you guys feel if we're just not over here alone, feeling terrible. What do we got going on next?
I think next is, we talked about everything. Those are the three glaring needs. So Gruden, Carr, those are the biggest glaring issues that I see with the team. Like, and then you have play calling off of that, utilizing our best players. I say what to look for in week 4.
All right. Well, y'all, I know y'all are going to be there with us spiritually and mentally tomorrow, watching this game early, if you're on the West Coast. Well, I'll let you know something. My number one key for this game, for us to have a chance, Derek Carr needs to air it out for 300 plus yards.
Let it rip.
It's going to have to happen.
Yeah.
They're going to test Carr. I guarantee you. And they're going to make him prove that he can get down the field appropriately before Josh Jacobs can go off. If y'all are going to sit down at, 5 minutes before the game thinking, right, Josh is going to eat. He can eat. He might eat. But they are not going to let him eat until Derek Carr proves himself. And they're going to go off the trends that Gruden has put up on tape, like he always does. And until Carr does something, it's not going to look good. It could be 3 and outs. So Carr has to air it out. If he's accurate and he's on and he's hitting and they mix the play calling up and everyone does their part, that's the first key, though.
Mm-hmm. Number two, I think is paramount. It goes back to what I was saying with utilizing our best players. Tyrell and Jacobs gotta be involved heavily.
What do you mean by heavily? Like Well, because
okay, so
Waller's involved just almost too much.
Whew, yeah, so we're talking about Jacobs and his lack of targets in the receiving game. I mean, this guy got 2 last game and none the game before. After we all saw what he did first game. We don't need to talk about that, but he's got to be definitely more involved in the pass game, and also I like to see him get a little bit more with the run game.
I feel that. Well, I mean, I said air it out, and you have Josh Jacobs, maybe your most talented offensive weapon. You can still air it out with Josh Jacobs.
Right.
See, that's what's so great about the NFL these days is like running backs catch, and Josh can catch.
Like, pretty damn well. I mean,
do it.
Yeah. This one's tough because one thing that you hate to see from a team that you have not great expectations for, but when you went 4-12 last year, you have bigger expectations than that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see your team play with intensity and energy. And I like that has kind of been wavering the last couple games, especially in game 3.
See, I like to pick up on body language and early on in the games. It's something I really truly believe in, and I didn't see that last game at all. And we're going to be on the road forever. So if you think that you can come out with that kind of energy and win an NFL game on the road as a very young team, then you best get out.
Yeah.
Just exits over there because it's not going to happen. Energy. Starts from the top all the way to bottom. When Gruden gets there, energy. When Carr gets there, energy. Your captain's got to be energetic. You could already see in some of these post-game interviews from last week, Tahir Whiteside said it kind of felt like last year. And basically, to sum up what he said, I don't want to feel like last year again. All the players felt that. And as fans, when we were watching it, we felt that. And so, you don't want to go down that path. And energy to start the game out on the road is going to be a really key factor. If you come out flat, you're getting a big fat L. That's just what's going to happen. What do you think about the energy? I mean, like, it's just got to be better.
Yeah. I agree with you on that one. The energy's got to come up. And, this is probably a little out of left field, but I think also when you have Jacobs on the field, that energy level, it looks a lot higher. The team looks more dynamic. So I think that plays a part in that too, utilizing Jacobs.
It does. Well, and something else I want to ask you real quick is, well, how the NFL, we're spreading people out. It's you got to spread the defense out. Not just Gruden, but do we even have the capable receivers on our team to spread a team out like we need to? Because you can't just run 2 tight end I formation all day. Can we spread the defense out and get some multiple options? And before you answer, can we please have routes that Derek Carr doesn't automatically get to throw the short route? Like, can we have 5 either moderate or deep routes? Can Carr hold the ball a little bit? Because if he can't, you're never going to allow a deep route to get to where it needs to be.
Right.
So I'm asking you, is Gruden capable of drawing a game up like that where he's adjusting, maybe spread the defense out more than he usually does? And can Carr actually hold onto the ball and let some of these routes develop?
I think that Gruden being able to drop a play is more likely than Carr actually being able to stay in the pocket, take a hit, and deliver a bomb of a strike down the field. Like, Derek Carr has shown very happy feet in the pocket.
Yeah, Mr. Happy Feet. We all know that. Mr. Happy Feet.
So that's something I'm very, very, very low on. So I think that hopefully John Gruden will get his head out of there and start calling up decent plays. But Carr in the pocket, that's another story.
So
that's another story.
I hope we can spread them out a little bit. I was talking to this dude on the phone, and can Josh Jacobs be out there in the slot? Yes. Please. Be a little creative, Gruden. Be a little creative for me. Please. You're called, please. Put Carr in the slot and have Jacobs take a snap. Direct. We did the flea flicker. You can't score on a flea flicker all the time, though. That shocked me. I was like, ah! You was like Dave Chappelle, ah! It was crazy. And then all of a sudden we go back to the trend.
All right.
Unbelievable. I'm just.
All right. Let me hop in here because this guy's all worked up. All right. So we're gonna wrap it up. We're working on about 40 minutes now, but this is where we're gonna go with the Raiders talk. And for the next couple of few weeks, it's gonna be really dicey. We might have to start shifting topics or really just start dissecting the Raiders and really because we're playing the Colts and then the Bears. So
in London, home game.
Yeah. So with that, are there any last words or any parting thoughts that you want to get in there, man?
No, I think that we're pretty good for this week. Let everyone go. Let everyone listen to this. Make some comments. Again, let's just each week that goes by, we'll get more information, be able to really dissect it. I kind of wanted to. I'm looking in 2020 already, but this guy right here really wants us to, keep a steady path and maybe give him a few more weeks. But from what I've been seeing and how long I've been a Raiders fan, it looks like it's going to be downhill and downhill fast. I'll give you guys my opinion on this. We're not going to beat the Bears realistically unless Carr is on point. Defense is not going to be able to stop Trubisky. I'm sorry. And if it's a defensive game, guess who wins? The Bears do. All right. Off your bye, you're going to Lambeau. I cannot see Derek Carr beating Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau. And then we go get to flip face, Nuke and Watson in Houston with a little bit of J.J. Watt and Merciless. So I'm going to let you guys know right now, you got to win this game. Take it one game at a time, sure. But, man, we're playing some great defenses coming up that I do not see favorable for Carr.
And so with that being said, in the coming weeks, we might be talking about other stuff. We could be talking about what to look for 2020, the upcoming draft, like the glaring need at wide receiver. Tua is a hot topic. So that's something to be looking out for in the coming videos. And also let us know what you want us to talk about. Ask us any questions, comments.
Yeah, and
let us know.
One other thing. Again, just to reiterate this, we'll be on next week. We'll always try to do Friday or Saturday. Those are great days for football season. That way we have the most information that we can kind of, dissect and talk about and really give you guys our most educated opinion and really how we feel. And hopefully we feel kind of like how you guys do, because we're here just really to support how we feel. Sometimes you just got to talk it out with your homies.
We're fans.
Another thing, this guy loves the NBA. NBA season's coming up. We will have so much to talk about in the NBA season. And if our schedules work out well together, we might be able to bring 2 videos a week, because I'm telling you something, man, there is going to be a lot of content that we're going to really want to talk about. And it's really great when the NFL season and the NBA season are going together, because there's a lot of things that we can compare and discuss and break down. Where's Dran at? I'm just saying.
When's he going to play?
It's going to. it's going to be great. I cannot wait to talk about NBA and NFL. We will figure out how to collaborate that. But think about that. MLB season's wrapping up, and I believe there will be the A's are in it. I believe still, so we might mention them a little bit here and there, so everyone's all up to date on that. And am I missing any other sports that are starting up soon? I think that's what we'll be on for now. And this is episode 1 of Turf Talk again. So we'll be back next week for episode 2. Hopefully we have some pretty cool topics to discuss. Again, I'll repeat myself and repeat what he said. Any comments about what we want to chat about, because we really like to have some discussions, live with y'all about some topics that you came up with, because we can chat it up of just about anything.
But we want to talk about what the people want to talk about.
Exactly. So we have topics all day, but I'd love to hear from you all, and much love for listening to us. But I think we're out. Get some rest, get some sleep, beauty sleep.
Oh shit, man, I'm ugly out of sleep.
Anything else for our lovely fans? Or are we gonna get out of here?
Nah, man. Just if you're watching the game tomorrow, chin up.
Yeah, chin up. Hit us up in the comments. We'll talk back and forth during the game. If you guys are on, we'll be on our channel all game long, and we'll be there. Good or bad. So wake up, get your coffee, get your food. Let's go Raiders. Until next time, y'all, we're out.